Welcome to the Save Par Golf Podcast. We are very excited about episode 73 as we welcome Austin, aka Showtime Flings, to the podcast. Austin is a professional fling golfer. He's a two-time WLF champion and a 2022 WLF Player of the Year. His Instagram handle is at Showtime Flings, and that's Showtime_Flings. Austin, thank you so much for taking the time and hopping on the podcast.
Yeah, dudes. Been super excited about this. Been talking with you guys for a couple months now. Might have been after the holidays, but let's go. Like, this is gonna be awesome.
Super pumped. We've talked about this beforehand. This is one of those episodes that we're excited about as well because it's just a whole different type of golf and super excited about it. So we have a lot of questions for you, and we'll jump right into it. What is Fling Golf and what's the history behind it?
Yeah, so Fling Golf is the most awesome sport in the world. So it's golf, but we're using one fling stick instead of the 14 traditional golf clubs. So this one fling stick here, it's your driver, it's your putter, your wedges, your woods, and honestly, it makes a great ball retriever too. So it kind of literally does the whole 9 yards. We'll say the whole 10 yards just to have a little fun with it.
There you go.
But we're using the same equipment in regards to the golf balls, the same tee markers. We're going to the same cups. Yeah, like I said, the only thing we're doing differently is using the one fling stick. But yeah, I mean it's a lot of fun. The only difference that I share with people though is when we go into bunkers, you're not really penalized as much, obviously, as you are with traditional golf. However, you do have to leave the ball stationed in the sand, and you do different types of shots, which I'm sure we'll jump into, called like the sidecar and the clean sweep and the trebuchet and all that cool stuff. But yeah, we're playing golf. We're just using one stick instead of clubs.
I think that could be our calling right there. If we're in the bunker, we don't have to worry about chipping out of the bunker. We literally just put it in the fling stick and
Hey,
let it rip.
you guys get to carry 14 clubs. You might as well carry 13 golf clubs and a fling stick, right?
Right, exactly. That was going to be my next question. As far as equipment wise, we can kind of talk about that a little bit further down the road, but just cost effective in itself. I mean, you're kind of getting that same experience on the golf course. However, you don't have to lug a golf bag around. You don't have, I mean, you could if you wanted to, I guess, if you want to just have a bag for the balls and everything, etc.
Right.
But for the most part, you literally just have one club, so to speak, correct?
Yeah, you're just carrying around your fling stick. Most guys have like one of those shoulder sling bags. That way they have their water, their Tylenol if they're hurting, they got their protein bars, but their divot tools, and extra golf balls. But yeah, man, I mean, it's insane. Like I can play 18 holes like easily 2.5 hours. I'm just there's no club selection, so it's just A to B the whole time. Throw the ball, go to the ball, do it all over again. But yeah, it's definitely a lightweight travel way to play.
Do you know who started Fling Golf and how long it's been around? Because obviously following you around on Instagram for a while. You're the first person that I kind of had seen anyone even talk about or play it. So it's totally
Yeah.
new on our end.
I had heard about it actually after I graduated high
Oh,
school,
did you?
and I was like, "This sounds really cool." And then nobody wanted to play with me, so I dropped it. And I was
Dom,
like,
I'll play with you, dude. Come on, we can play anytime.
Heck
"Well," and
yeah.
I was like, "Man, this looks super cool," because my friends played disc golf and stuff like that. And I was like, "Well, this would
Yeah.
be cool. It feels just like lacrosse, but you fling a golf ball around."
Well, I promise when I come to Minnesota to watch a Vikings game, which we'll dive into later, I'm sure,
Heck yeah.
we will play fling golf, my man. So
Tell you what,
we'll
I'll
make
meet you in
that
St.
happen.
Louis. We can catch Wayno's last season.
Let's do it. We're gonna have to make a trip. I'm feeling my travel expenses are spiking this year already in this conversation. But yeah,
Believe me,
let's
so
go.
is ours.
Yeah, for sure.
So is ours.
But
So
yeah, so kind of going back to it, yeah, what is the history and when did who started it and how long has it been around?
yeah, so Alex Van Allen, out of Massachusetts, started it in 2013. He grew up with his friends, kind of with lacrosse sticks, throwing golf balls around the yard, around the neighborhood. And I guess just later on in life, he just was like, you know what, like I'm gonna do that. Like I'm gonna create something that can be played on golf courses. But his target goal was always to have something that could make people throw it at least 200 yards. That way, it would be respectable. So Starting in 2013, he started, building prototypes and making it all work. And from there, I think he just went to like trade shows, the PGA show, all different types of things to get it out. But yeah, so he actually, yeah, this is actually 10 years. Holy moly. So yeah, 2023. So it's been around 10 years. I know for me personally, I've been playing since 2019. I'm a golf course manager at my family's course, American Classic Golf Club in Lewis, Delaware.
Shout out
Um,
American Classic Golf Course.
yeah, ACGC, baby. So for those about to golf, we salute you.
There you go.
So, but yeah, so we went down to the PGA show in 2019. It's a tourist resort area, and I just wanted to bring something into ACGC for families to do together, or grandparents who don't have the patience to teach their grandkids how to play golf. And Dom kind of said it like there was like disc golf and foot golf and all these other different ways to play, but I didn't really want to like alter the golf course at all, and I ran into these guys and they were just like throwing golf balls at a net. I'm like, what the hell are they doing? And I'm like, that looks cool. And I walk over and we just got to talking and they sold me instantly when they were like, you don't change your course, you don't alter anything. You play the same tees, the same golf balls. And I'm just like, all right, let's go. So I brought some in for the golf for my staff. And like first time they came in, we threw for like 2 hours. And I had muscles that were sore that I never even used in my life before playing with these damn things. But we just fell in love with it. People started playing. We do Fling Golf Fridays at the Classic, where we just bring in, locals and tourists who want to play. We teach them how to play. So that was like 2019, 2020, 2021. And then they went on to Shark Tank. Fling Golf, Alex and John, vice president, John Prulidge, they went on to Shark Tank in 2021. They struck a deal with the guy who owns the Kind bars. I feel so guilty not remembering his name.
Sure. I know who you're talking about, but I
Yeah.
can't remember the name. But
I,
I'm
yeah, I
familiar.
can't remember his name, but they went on there. They made a huge splash. Obviously, no pun intended in the Shark Tank. But
I get it.
months, yeah, hey, look, come on, Apex, baby.
Yeah.
It took me a little bit.
Little shark there. So, but anyways, later on in that year, I get a phone call. And Alex goes, hey, Austin, ESPN had reached out to us and they want us to put on a tournament and they want us to start a professional league. And because of our relationship with you over the years, we want to know if American Classic would like to host the first ever World League Fling Golf tournament. And of course, I was like, I don't know, man. Hell yeah, let's go, dude.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I was like, hell yeah, dude, let's go. So yeah, we held the first tournament last May. Ken out of Colorado won the championship. I placed fourth, and it was funny because I had no idea what was going on. In regards to how the other players were going to be, how talented or anything. But we just had fun with it, and we got to meet people from Louisiana, California, Maine, all meeting in Little Delaware. Delaware, huh? Where the heck's that at? And it just was fun, and we created this community. It went so good, according to them, with ESPN that we had a second tournament then in Virginia in October, in which your boy won. So I took home.
Congratulations. Heck yeah. Took home some hardware.
Thank you. Yeah, took home first place in Virginia, and then they announced a whole tour for all of 2023 here. So we just got back from San Diego last weekend. We're headed to West Virginia twice in the next 2 months for some showcase tournaments. I've been asked to go there and do some clinics, take some selfies, sign some autographs, do some cool stuff. And we're going back to Delaware in May, Colorado Springs, Massachusetts, Virginia. So it's crazy. So to summarize your question, though, it's 10 years old, and I think they had a nice little 5-6 year window where it was probably more of a niche gimmick looking thing where it was like, this is for people who can't play golf. But Shark Tank and ESPN totally changed the game for the sport. And so I would say 2021 obviously is when it really started to take off.
I do want to I have a lot of questions about like the field play and all that. I have so many questions, and I'm trying to figure out like which one am I going to ask first. But um, the whole Shark Tank thing at first, like it's crazy. I've heard stories. I listen to a lot of podcasts myself, and I've like listened to some of the people that have gone on Shark Tank, and like
Yeah.
it's very hard to even get on Shark Tank. And there's like a series of interviews, series of you could wait 10 months and not and then you could have 3 or 4 interviews just to get up to that point. So just to even get your foot in the door and beyond there, that's impressive. And then obviously
Right.
work with ESPN, the biggest sports network there is. That's very, very cool. So can you just like walk us through like the field itself? Did you play individual like stroke play? Do you have a team
Yeah.
play? How does that work? And like what is the field size?
Yeah. So we do on Saturdays, we do individual tournaments. So you do an 18-hole tournament, and then the top 5 advance to a 5 to 9 hole championship.
Okay.
Um, Sometimes the scores reset, sometimes they carry over. The cool thing is they let that to be known beforehand, so you're not like wondering if like your lead has to, go away or
Sure.
whatever. And then on Sundays we do team event, doubles alternate shot. So I'll dive into that a little bit later, but every tournament so far, yeah, we've done an individual tournament on Saturday, and the field is anywhere from 36 to 48 at this point. Now there's about 1,400 active players though, across the US. So yeah, there's only like 40 people competing at the thing, but there's a lot of people who are just blue collar that can't travel across the country to compete right now. Hence why we're doing this tour this year all over, to give people that opportunity to jump onto the scene and maybe get some sponsors like some of the other players as we have done.
Sure.
But yeah, so between 30 and 50. Now I anticipate in Delaware that we get up to about 60 or 70, just because everybody that missed it last year is kicking themselves. They're like, oh,
Gotta
like
get
son of a.
into
They're like, I can't believe I didn't go. So they're gonna make up for it this year. Now for the team event though, we have professional teams that are starting now. We didn't do it last May, but we did it in Virginia in October, and it was so popular because Fling Golf. The best thing about Fling Golf is the community, and it's a blue collar sport, boys. Like it is drink beer, listen to music, hooting and hollering, like have a good time while still competing at an ultra high level.
sure.
But it's
I'm in.
Sign us up.
You
Dom,
had me at beer.
dudes. You two can be professional team together, drink beer, listen to music, and maybe win some championships, right?
I said this. I sent you a message. What did I call us? We talked about
The
this.
Save Par Golf somethings.
The Flingers, I think.
The Save Par Golf Flingers.
I love
We
it.
talked about this.
He's
I
scrolling
I'm
right.
scrolling.
I love.
While he's scrolling, is it kind of like I guess if I'm on the course and you're a tee time ahead of me, I gotta be like, what is this guy doing? Like this has got to
Oh
be a huge conversation starter of like
oh yeah
at first you might be like, this is kind of stupid, but at the same time, like this is actually really cool.
yeah.
And that's a huge way to kind of break that barrier. I guess my question
Oh,
is,
okay, I got it. Not to interrupt. We'd
nope,
be the Safe Par FA, and FA is Flinger
there
Association.
we go. I like it. We got to
I
have a
love it.
tournament out here in Minnesota, right? There we
Dude,
go.
I'm so in. I'm so in. I'm there.
But is there like a barrier of like going to a golf course and say like, hey, we have a tee time for 4 people and we're gonna play fling golf, or do you just kind of show up and then they're like, what is the disadvantage, I guess, or is there a barrier of trying to get on the golf course and play fling golf?
Yeah, I mean, so before Shark Tank, yes. Traditional golfers just can't fathom the idea of people playing on a golf course without playing golf.
Okay, yeah.
But since then, because of the sport, the Shark Tank, ESPN, me, Ken, Scantron, Big Cat, all the other big personalities in the sport, we've really knocked that barrier down a lot. And honestly, all you do, guys, is you just book your tee time like you normally would.
Yep.
And the biggest thing I suggest to people is just act like you belong. Like at the end of the day, you're still paying the same rate, and you're doing way less damage to a golf course. Like we're not making divots or anything.
Sure.
So yeah, we're still making ball marks, but honestly, like everybody is. So just fix them. But the fact that we're not taking divots, the fact that we walk, so we're not taking carts, we're not creating more cart damage. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely a great talking piece though. Like
For sure.
I know for me, like everyone stops and they go, dude, we thought you were throwing your clubs for like the first three holes.
The world's
And
angriest golfer.
they're like, God, we were wondering why you just don't go the hell home. Like, are you really having that much fun? And then I show them the stick and I go into the whole spiel about what the sport is, who I am, and I hand out my little business cards and I'm like, hey, Showtime. Like, I go into whole persona mode. But yeah, yeah, Derek, it was definitely tough in the beginning. Again, mainly with your country clubs and your white collar places, like they're just like absolutely not.
Yeah.
But your mom and pop shops, your blue collar courses, like they were like, hell yeah, like you're having fun. And again, we're buying
Local
beer,
ones.
we're filling open tee times too. Like
That's a
I
good
can
point.
play I can play fling golf alongside you guys. Like you two, me and another person, like you guys could be out golfing and hey, like care if I join as your fourth and I'm not we're playing the same tees. So it's like you don't have to worry about me keeping up or actually I'll probably have to worry about you guys keeping up.
I guess for the first couple times, if we're gonna play fling golf, what we could do is put the fling stick in our golf bag and then act like we're really golfing, and then just pull out the fling stick. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
what the
yeah,
heck
yeah.
is that? And then you don't even use the other clubs. But that's just the way to like get your foot. Like if anyone, you know what I mean? Like that's what we do. Show up, act like
So
we're gonna out drive them.
Well, I don't care if anybody asks. I'll just tell them like, "Hey, I got this
No, I
stick."
know. I'm just saying, like if there
yeah.
was that could be a way to break that. Like I'm
Oh,
saying, like if you see like the pro shop or someone who's like, what what's going on? They would have no
So
idea once you're out
so
there.
originally, Fling Golf created one of those Sunday bags so that people could carry on a golf bag to look like they're golfing. So
The
yeah,
cart, so
what
to speak, whatever.
right,
Sure.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
What you're saying, definitely there was definitely an era of that. Now some of the players still have them just because again they can store their stuff in the golf bag. Um, but thankfully that barrier has been really knocked down, and at this point, no one really,
Yeah.
hates that we're playing because we're paying the same damn rate and we're having more fun than the regular golfers anyway. So it's
I
awesome.
love it. Okay, so can you walk us through tee box? So you're gonna play the same tees as us. Let's just say we're just playing golf. You bring your fling stick and you're gonna go ahead and fling it down the fairway. What is like an average drive for like someone who's like you're the professional two-time champ, but like I mean if I'm gonna get out there,
that's what I've been wondering.
how far is that
What's the ball speed like too?
like
Like, is it like
Yeah.
Mach 10? Just, you know what I mean? Yeah,
you hear a whistling by?
No,
So like
but
what
I
is the average
definitely
drive?
yeah, so an average drive for the average person, I'll say like a male, 20 to 40 whatever, is probably only like 150, 160 yards.
out driving
Uh,
somebody.
yeah, let's go, boys. Uh, I can get
Yes.
up to I can get up to 200 yards myself. Now I'm only 5'9", a buck 80, so like I'm not the biggest guy, but I'm the definitely drive for show, putt for dough kind of guy. So with my golf background, but some of the big players on tour, like we have some ex like Division 1 wrestlers and football players and baseball players. They can throw the damn thing 230, 240, and it's just impressive. It's nuts to watch. So yeah, I throw it 180 to 200 is definitely a safe spot for me. But yeah, so on the tee box, the rule is you have to release the ball. You can't step past the tee markers. So kind of view the tee box as a runway.
Sure.
So I would start at the tee markers and I would do my pre-shot routine where I would take 5 steps backwards and then I would do my shot where I would walk forward with all momentum, kind of like a baseball pitcher or an outfielder where I'm doing a crow hop type of deal.
So are
But
you saying like the when you throw it, like the club can't go past the tee marker, or like your foot, like is it
you're
like bowling, like you get a foot fault and starts buzzing at you?
yeah, so it's your feet, kind of like disc
Okay,
golf, like bowling.
sure.
Yes, my feet have to stay behind the tee markers, but my arms and the fling stick can go past.
All right.
Um,
Okay,
so
so playing a par four, you fling it 200 yards, right? And now you
yep.
got like 170 left, so it's a 370 yard par four. Um, what's your swing like on this one? Obviously, you're not going to swing nearly as hard, but it's still 170 out, so you're still going to probably try to. So you pick up the ball from where the drive was, put it on
Yep.
put it in the swing stick, and the same thing. Do you have to stay planted to where that ball was, or can you take your couple steps back?
Right. So I would mark where the ball came to rest. That would be my original lie.
Yep.
The cool thing is you can use whatever. So I use my Revelation Craft Brewing Company beer cans.
There you go.
Uh,
What a plug.
Love it.
I'm sponsored by Revelation Craft Brewing Co. So love you guys. Shout out, baby.
I was saying
Uh,
that
I'm glad I asked the question
it's
right
a
here
hell
so
of
he
a
can give you
plug
the
right
plug,
there.
right?
and what we do, I'm gonna be plugging this whole episode. But anyway, yeah. So you mark where your lie is. Now in the fairway, you only get up to 5 steps back. On the tee box, it's unlimited.
Okay.
So I would mark the ball, and then same thing. My feet cannot cross where my original lie was. Now for 170 yards, unfortunately for me, I'm probably still chucking it just because I have to. However, I would change. I know everyone listening can't see it, but the end of the fling stick, I would actually have it
I
It's on
love
aimed
YouTube.
this. Yeah, I
I
like
would
this.
upward so that I can create a higher trajectory.
Okay.
Because if down, it's going to hit the green and maybe roll off the back. Where if I throw it with more height, it comes down and just kind of sits, right? Like it's your wedge into the green type of shot. So yeah, that would be the real difference, would be just aiming that fling stick differently to change the trajectory of the flight of the ball. Now there are some players who actually do like a golf shot, where it's called a low to high, where they're actually swinging underhand. But I've only seen people be able to hit greens like about 140 out with that type of shot.
Okay.
I think when you get to 150 and over, you still have to stay over the top. But it is pretty doing the low to high shot. I just don't think it's the best shot to do.
Okay, so you hit a really good drive. You've hit a second shot.
Hold on.
Oh,
Did you hold that like a golf club or like a baseball bat? Because like you had
did you have the interlock?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay.
what
So
the
it's
So,
hell is that?
more of like a
so
baseball grip.
some of the big throwers, they actually have the lacrosse players, they have the gap between their hands. I mean, in fling golf, what's really cool is like, yeah, everyone can joke about like, oh, it's the people who can't golf. Well, I'm a golf pro, like certified golf pro, but a lot of the other top players are hockey, like Division 1 hockey players, wrestlers. They have
Really good
black,
athletes.
like
Yeah.
they're athletes, right? So
True.
yeah, we can't golf, but I can, and I'm pretty damn good at it. So
It totally just looked like you had like an interlock or like overlap going.
No,
yeah,
yeah.
no,
Oh, see,
I
that looks better.
Yeah.
yep, I just go with a baseball grip. Like it, there's just no way. I feel like I
Yeah.
wouldn't have, because you
Well, that's
gotta
why I was so confused.
yeah, no,
Okay,
you
so
can just baseball style or hockey or
Because like,
lacrosse.
yeah, like even with my own golf club, I can't interlock because I feel like I'm gonna throw the club. So I
Yeah,
just
right.
overlap. And then
Okay.
you were just holding it. I was like, is his finger in his pinky cross? Like, what's going on?
Hey, I think Dom, that you are a flinger, man. Like I think fling golf is meant for you, dude. Like
I love
you
it.
just
We definitely gotta play some fling golf. I gotta
I have a stick.
yeah, I'm excited to see it. I can't wait to and just give it a whirl. With that being said, so I just kind of want to walk through like a typical hole.
yeah,
So you
yeah.
hit a good drive or through.
Oh yeah, sorry.
No, it's okay. I just because the reason why I wanted to like walk it through is because I had a few questions on when you get close to the green as far as how you fling it. So
Yeah, you have weird terminology.
let's just say you had you had a really good fling there, but you were short of the green or it rolled off the green. So now you're on the fringe or just right outside the green and you only got probably about 15, 20 yards.
Okay.
How do you fling that? Can you go underhand
That's
Yeah.
kind of how I pictured. I
So
picture kind of
like
underhand
the
and
scoop, like
just
the
like
scoop a
yeah,
loop?
yeah. So you do the same thing. You mark the ball, you mark the lie. Now here's all the cool shots. All right.
We're coming up with
So
terms while we're put
Jesus.
those in the dictionary for
Scoopaloo.
the fling golf dictionary.
Safe
mark them
Car
down.
FA will have their own terminology.
Write them down. We're still in the naming process of shots. So
There we go.
there's a shot called a sidecar, where the ball starts on the ground and you're kind of like, you're like right here, and the
Yep.
ball's on the ground. You just scoop forward. Now I'm holding the stick up because I'm standing up, but imagine the stick on the ground. You're looking at the cup and you're just scooping forward. So that's called a sidecar. Now there's another shot that I do called the clean sweep. So I actually go granny style and start with it between my legs.
Oh, sick. Like you're
And
shooting a granny free throw.
yeah, dude. So like, so it was called the tweener, but that's like just the dumbest ass name for a shot. So I took a shot that everyone wanted to do, but they didn't want to do it because it wasn't cool, and I made it cool. And like last weekend in San Diego, like
Showtime Flings, making it cool.
now it's cool, and now I have everyone literally pulling a shot between their legs like they're riding a damn broomstick, and I love it. So
You're about to
those
celebrate like Happy Gilmore.
Yeah. Riding a damn
hey
bull.
hey, if you guys watched the ESPN episode last year, you'll see me hitting the bull, man, because
Oh,
you know, I hit
love
the. I mean, we'll dive into why I'm called Showtime, but that's mostly why I'm called Showtime.
got it. Okay.
So,
So you
but so
so you so yeah,
mark the
describe that
ball.
the granny shot.
Yeah. So you mark the ball though, but yeah, you can pick it up. You can do a thing called a bunt, which Dom, I know you're a big baseball guy. Like you can actually start with the ball up in the channel and just roll it. So
My type of
that's
move.
I like that move.
that's
Yeah.
a shot. Now you have the typical flop shot too, where you just kind of
Light.
flop.
That's my shot.
Dom's
So
gonna fling it like 80 freaking yards in the 80 feet
It's
straight up.
gonna come down and just plug.
and just plug. Yeah, I mean, why not? So yeah, there is no right or wrong way to do it, and that's what makes it cool. It just comes down to hand-eye coordination and athleticism. Like, just get the ball near the cup or in it.
So you can either scoop it, so like the ball literally is laying on the grass, you can scoop it and kind of, and or you can pick it up like you would do your normal
Right,
shot and put it in.
right,
Okay. That was what I was
right.
kind of curious because I had kind of seen some of like the videos and obviously most of it's kind of like when you're going overhand. So I was like, well, when you get close to the green, you're probably not gonna want to fling it like super far. So it's got to be a little bit trickier doing it over, kind of over
Oh,
your shoulder.
you'll
So
have to watch.
so you
You'll have to watch some of my videos where I was like, "Hey, play this hole with me," and you'll see me doing the clean sweep and all the other
okay.
types.
Awesome. No, I love it. I like that too.
Did
That
you ever watch the old GM golf videos where they'd hit like the golf balls with a pan?
mm-hmm.
That's exactly how I picture this going, where they'd sit there and just go, "Oop, there it goes."
Hey, yeah. I mean, now here's the cool thing. You guys will like this. When you're on the green, there's a on the side of the fling stick. There's a thing called a striker pad. So that black
I
pad there,
noticed that.
Yep. So
that's
that's
the
basically like your putter head.
that's your putter head, and
Okay.
it's a very light stick as you guys saw. So they created a thing called a putting slug, which you just put two golf balls inside of this koozie like slug, and it just adds weight to the fling stick to make it a little bit more like a putter. But on the green, you guys will love this. You don't have to actually putt. You can still do the sidecar and the clean sweep and those types of shots. However, when you mark the ball, you have to move back a stick length. That way you're not throwing it past the original lie.
Gotcha. Okay. I would say most people probably putt it like normal, right? Or is it pretty common for people to go,
So it depends. What's cool though is it depends. Like, are you putting uphill? Are you putting downhill? Are we playing on 12 centimeter greens? Are we playing on 9? So like I know for me, with my golf background, I'll putt 20, 25 feet. But if I get outside of 25 feet, I'm marking the ball, moving back a stick length, and doing the clean sweep because I get a little bit more. I get roll out of it. I get more roll.
sure.
So putting is the hardest thing to do in fling golf, but if you get good at it, you find your way to the top. So it's a pretty cool deal.
Real golf though? I mean, okay,
Real
take that
golf.
back. I mean, say real golf because I'm not trying to say like down talking fling golf, but I'm just saying in golf in general, golf putting is like the worst part of my game. So it's right.
Derek, I mean, whether it's fling golf, traditional golf, disc golf, like the best putters are the champions of all those types of golf.
Sure.
And it's just how it is. Like that's what I try to tell people. Like you can literally drive for show, putt for dough. Like it's funny to say it, but it's so true.
Sure. Sure. So you obviously are a really good golfer, traditional style golfer. What How did you even get involved in this? I know like you kind of talked a little bit previously when we
Yeah.
first kind of opened up the podcast episode, but like how did you even get kind of roped into this and what do you still play golf on a normal basis or is it pretty much just strictly fling golf?
So who's listening? Is it my golf students or is it the Fling Golf community?
We're trying to get
I mean,
everyone to
you
listen.
know,
So
Jordan listens in every week.
yeah,
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. So, well, see, Jordan wants me to go against myself. He wants Showtime the Fling Golfer versus Showtime the Golfer, and
I
make
like it.
like a my own battle. And I've thought about it, but to answer one of your questions,
Sounds like Jordan.
I don't have a lot of time to golf anymore because I'm being paid to be a professional fling golfer. And, it's with my sponsors and my contract obligations, like, yeah, it's I have a 16-month-old daughter, I'm married, have a house.
Congratulations.
Thanks, thank you. So like listen, we all joke about how hard it is to get out and play 18 whenever you don't have those things. I
Yep.
have to be like, hey, I'm going to play 18 today, and my wife Brooke goes, well, are you golfing or are you fling golfing? Because you always have 18 to play. so,
Okay,
yeah,
so
I'm mostly playing fling golf, but yeah, so like I said earlier, we brought it into our golf course in 2019 just to have an alternative way for the community to enjoy our golf course. And we played it a lot. I would teach people, and I always joked with Alex. He actually came down in 2019, and like they recorded us because we were the first course to have a league. Like, so it was pretty cool. And I won that said league. And in 2019, I was like, Alex, like, am I the best player in the world? Because like, I think I am. And he just laughs, and he was like, he goes, you're not bad, but there's definitely other players out there, but maybe someday you'll be the best player in the world. Which was funny because we, fast forward to October last year. And as soon as I won, I was like, Alex, I think I'm the best player in the world. And he just laughs. He goes, yeah, at least for today. And I'm like, okay. So, but yeah, like I said, we just brought it in for a fun alternative way. It's really grown our golf course for any golf courses out there listening, and golf pros and anyone else. In 2019, we did like 150 rounds, fling golf rounds, and then it grew to like 300 and then 450. And last year we did almost 1,000 fling golf rounds,
wow. That's just at
which
your golf course?
at our golf course, and
Wow.
that's not including me and the other professional local Delaware players. That's
Yeah.
just public rounds. So our golf course generated almost 1,000 more rounds of paying customers that were taking up open tee time. So definitely
Awesome.
worth definitely worth courses bringing in. But yeah, that's how pretty much how we got in. It's not nothing crazy. Just wanted to have some fun, and I'm a huge athlete. Like, I love sports, so hearing them be like, "Oh, you can play baseball, lacrosse, hockey, and you can play golf too." I'm like, "Hell yeah, let's go!"
So I actually have a question about that then. How
Yeah.
about you being an athlete? Um, so one of my staff is actually like ranked in disc golf. Like he's like pretty good. Like that's all he does is eat,
Let's
sleeps, and
go.
throws discs. Um, yeah, kid's crazy. Can run like a freaking horse, and then you go, yeah, I'm gonna go rip some discs. I'm just like, whatever. Like you do you.
It's super
Yeah,
talented.
right,
Athletic.
right.
Eh, I wouldn't say athletic, just like kind of like a freak. Um, Shout out Matthew. He's never gonna hear it, although now I might send it to him. Um, is there like a world ranking type thing for disc golf for like just people who, or I'm sorry, for fling golf, just like disc golf, where it's just like you can sign up, you get your own number, and then you can compete at a tournament type thing?
Yeah, so not yet, but we're definitely getting there. Right now, there is a ranking system for the top 20 players. So you go to these tournaments, depending on where you finish, you earn X amount of points. And then at the end of the year, they add up the tournaments. They have a minimum tournament requirement, and they pretty much take your average of your best finishes. I think you have to participate in 60% of all tournaments, and then they take your three or four best scores, like I was saying. So, but right now it's because it's growing and we're only in year 2 of the professional stuff. It's more or less, hey, like all the tournaments are open to anybody. Like now is the time to really establish yourself, your brand, and whatnot. But we've seen now in the 3 tournaments, there's definitely a strong 25 players, like 25 really good players. But every time we've gone to Delaware, Virginia, San Diego, there's been some people come out of the woodworks where you're like, damn, like they're a good player. So I think again, as the sponsorship start to grow and people make more money doing this, I don't see why maybe in 2 years we don't have 100, 150 like very serious fling golfers that are sponsored head to toe and they're doing it for a living. Like that's my goal. I would love to do this. I would love to fling for a living, Dom.
It's very, yeah,
Yeah,
very.
I don't think Matthew is sponsored by any means, but like from what I've been told, he's pretty freaking good at disc golf. And like
Yeah.
his entire Instagram, you'd think it'd be like, first year college kid to be like experiences, or like when he was in high school, be like experiences. No, it's all videos of him throwing discs around, and I'm like, you're a freaking animal.
I,
Yeah.
I was sorry, I wasn't. I was.
He's on the disc golf
I was on the
website.
website. Yeah, or the fling
Oh
golf.
yeah, I'm sorry.
Fling
No,
golf,
it's
yeah.
okay. We were talking disc golf, fling golf. No, so my internet for some reason was disconnected. But now I'm
I know
on the
you had me
website.
all freaked out that we're gonna drop this.
I would lose the call. Yeah. But so how many you have the league set up? Like you were in San Diego, what, last week or 2 weeks ago, a few weeks
Last
back?
week. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, where are the locations of the tournaments being held right now? And then like, I know you said like it's growing quite a bit. So like, where do you see Fling Golf in the next maybe 5 years, 10 years? Um, it's on ESPN. It's like you said, it's a growing type of
Yeah.
sport. Where do you guys project yourself in the next 5 years? And again, this would be really cool to do like something like a safe park golf team. I think this would be sick. I think we should definitely look into it. I think it's
Yeah, I would love for you guys to do
I
that.
already
And
got
before
the
I
name.
yeah,
yeah,
I know. Yeah.
you got the team name. Odin already has Sam Scannell and myself on the Apex Fling crew, which is a professional team. We're about to drop some merch there. So Team Odin, shout out to Big Phil and his crazy,
Big
crazy
Phil's cool.
cool polos and hats. You guys are gonna flip a lid when you see how cool the Odin stuff is, the
Way too
Apex stuff.
towers.
But
Yeah,
You're not the only one.
we got some cool stuff cooking too. Big Phil is the man, and Big Jordan. Yeah,
dude,
those
I love those guys so much, and they're so freaking cool. But yeah, so we're playing in San Diego, we're playing near Boston, we're playing in Denver, we're playing in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, we're playing Massanutten, Virginia, which is a resort area. So we're playing in big cities and we're playing in resorts. So it's pretty cool. Now I will say it's pretty cool. I helped land a so the local news network here, WBOC, is a Fox and CBS affiliate. I met with them about a month ago, and they're actually going to come and record the event here in May. So
awesome.
now we're starting to tiptoe into the potential of Fox Sports and CBS Sports and all that. So if it goes well and we put on a show and it's entertaining and they get good ratings, within 5 years, guys, like it might not even be ESPN. We might be tradition. We might be
It might be the
normally
Olympics.
on Fox. Oh, dude, now listen, I'm trying to keep the head a little humble here, but
No, dude. Go big or go home.
Olympic.
You could get the rings tattooed on your arm. You could
Ricky
get
Oh,
Lawler
dude,
stuff.
Dom, I'm
okay.
not getting that on my arm, buddy. That's going right on my. I don't know where it's going.
Maybe the neck.
Forehead.
Yeah,
Right
right
on
on
the
the neck.
Yeah.
But like, going back to the tournaments though, like the Delaware, I see you guys are May. In July, you haven't got the location yet, but you're in
Right.
Colorado, in New
Yep.
England in September, and then Virginia in October. So
Yep.
right now
Yep.
you have five tournaments as far as like kind of nationwide, so to speak. And do you
Right.
guys project yourself to have 10 or 15 tournaments within the next couple of years?
Yeah, I think the goal even by 2024 is to have 10 tournaments. I know right now they're talking about Hawaii, they're talking about Florida, they're talking about Texas. So I think this year it's cool because last year was only two tournaments last year. It was get off the ground floor, get things running. But they were, sanctioned. They were true events. This year is another step where if we put on a show, and we already did in San Diego, I can't wait for that to air on ESPN later this summer. Um, I think we might have one every month, to be honest with you. And it's going to, again, come down to everyone making money and getting sponsors to be able to go to these tournaments. But yeah, that's the goal. I think we have 10 or 12 stops. We go all over the country. I know that there's a Fling Golf New Zealand. So they're playing in New Zealand, they're playing in Australia. So Olympics might not be too far away, or maybe some type of World Cup, which
Sure.
Showtime 100% has to be a part of. I don't know if the world's ready for me though, but it'll be what it is.
We definitely want to talk about your nickname and how you got that, of course, because you definitely have that personality, which I love.
Cool.
But as far as like what is the toughest thing right now as far as growing Fling Golf is or like social media is huge, right? So is that like your biggest
You're gonna have to change that screen. I'm so fixated on it. My ADD is kicking.
like the
My
video
my ADD is so bad that whenever there's something moving right there, I'm just like, what is it?
zoned in?
All of Derek's tabs too.
Yeah, well,
Um,
but
no,
but I
you're
guess like,
come on, dude, close the
no,
tab.
I have a few up because well,
It's
again,
not that bad. It's
no,
not like
it's not like where there's like 20 tabs. And for the record,
Okay.
I had we're heading
there's
out to
6.
California here, and so like I was looking at the Half Moon Bay. We're going out and playing out there. But
Okay.
back to the Fling Golf, like is you talking about like the money, the sponsors, and all that stuff. Is your biggest like reach right now like social media, like Instagram and all that kind of stuff? I know you have ESPN, obviously, which is the biggest sporting. We've already talked about that, but
Right.
is that where
Right.
you kind of promoting a lot of this, like YouTube, Instagram,
Yeah.
like
Yeah. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn. Like we're all over the place. Trying to the challenge is definitely getting people to understand that it's a professional sport. Like you can play it recreationally and it's fun and all that, but we are now in a pro, like there's a pro league, like we have an actual pro division. So it's like getting that across to people. And again, we're not just people who can't play golf. We're actual athletes playing a legit sport. And if you think you can beat us, like let's come on out. Well, we're
yeah, exactly.
go on
What
Fling
is like
Golf
a
where we'll
what
be.
right? What is like a prize purse like right now? Like where do you guys project it to be like in the
Yeah.
next couple of years?
Yeah, so right now, if you win, you're taking home $1,500 to $2,000. So it's a
Pretty
nice
neat.
little pay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean
absolutely.
for year one or year one and a half, for 3 tournaments to this point, like $1,500 to 2,000 is nice.
Absolutely.
I think as soon as Fling Golf gets their corporate sponsor, the FedEx, the BMW, Waste Management, when they get that sponsor, I think we'll have ten to $20,000 payouts, and it's going to be cool when that happens because then obviously the sponsor that just has a domino effect where yeah you can win more money, but then sponsors are like, oh shit, like if FedEx is sponsoring this or BMW or Ice Shaker or whatever, like yeah, like will definitely invest more into the players. So yeah, that's sponsoring from player level to sport level is definitely where we need to make the headway. And again, it just comes from people viewing us as professional athletes being like, hey, maybe this is the next pickleball, maybe this is
You
that
read my
that
mind. I was literally gonna
Don't
bring that up, right?
get him going on pickle.
I love
dude,
pickleball, but
it's so big. I mean, I gotta tell you guys right now, like if Justin Jefferson calls me and says he wants to own me and Sam's team, I'm pretty sure Jordan and everyone at Odin be like, hell yeah, we're bringing him on. Like, let's go.
okay.
So
You do you follow pickleball like regularly?
no, I don't.
Okay.
I'm
There,
so overwhelmed with everything else.
there's a guy though, and I forget his last name, but he's a very popular player, and he kind of his name is Tyson, and you maybe
Okay.
have seen him. You might have seen him like on Instagram and stuff like that, but he's kind of got the flow like you got going on, got the
I
same
got
like yeah, but he's a very like electric type of pickleball player. And it's the same thing. It was like they're just trying to get their name out, and now this guy is making a lot of money. He's sponsored by Skechers, which is kind of crazy, but they actually have some pretty like sick gear now. But
yeah.
but he's got all these crazy sponsors, and the same thing, like he said, he went through 2020 during COVID, and he was like super depressed, didn't really have the direction, and all of a sudden he's like, you know what, I'm gonna try to do this for real, and put a lot of time and effort into it. And now again, you have Tom Brady, you have all these big names investing. So it is
Right.
kind of that same concept, I
Did you
guess.
see Snoop Dogg sponsored by Skechers?
No,
Yeah, he's got a little commercial.
What?
Yeah.
Let's go.
I
So
love
does Martha Stewart.
Skechers is going big now. They said they're trying to do some cool stuff, but again,
You
it's
could not pay me to wear Skechers, just for the record. Actually, no, you probably could pay me.
I was gonna say, wait till that check comes in. I
Yeah,
guarantee you'd be
So
wearing some Skechers.
maybe.
so I need you guys to check out Sconey Footwear, the official shoe sponsor of Austin Showtime Ebersole. Based out of North Carolina, the most casual, comfortable golf shoe you can possibly wear.
Yeah, they haven't used their Instagram in years.
Can you give me
I
their
know
how do you spell it?
Sconey.
Skoni.
Yep, yep,
Okay.
yep.
Yeah, I had talked about it with somebody else. They have not used their Instagram in years.
I
So
know. I know.
they're your sponsor for like the
Yep.
Fling Golf.
Imagine
Yeah.
the Hey Dudes like mixed with a Tomo,
I was gonna say I got the Tomo feel to like
but
the.
I hate the Hey Dude shoes. Like they drive me up a freaking wall.
I'm not a big Hey Dude fan. My brother is obsessed with Hey Dudes.
I think they are the most like frat boyish pair of shoes I've ever seen.
I like the they have like the traction and the soles are pretty sick. And they have
I would just rather wear
So,
my Tomos.
so you can legit wear them as just regular shoes. That's why I fell in love with them. Like
Yeah,
you can wear them to the course and off the course, and not be not hearing your spikes dragging and or
sure.
worrying about weighing down. So like they're legit, and I'm telling you guys, they are so comfortable. Like I'm not even making like they're so comfortable.
I'm just not a slip-on shoe guy.
I will say, yeah, I'm not like
I would just rather wear my Crocs. I know Derek hates Crocs.
I hate Crocs.
Got like 4 pairs.
Dude,
Sometimes you just send
we have a few players trying to make the Crocs thing happen, and I hope they
Love
pull it off.
Crocs.
It'd be great.
yeah, it's great for the game, absolutely. Okay, we've talked a lot about Fling Golf. It's kind of the history, everything. Want to
Right.
get to know you and your personality, like how.
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
He told me to ask something.
Who, Jordan?
No,
Oh,
Jordan doesn't tell me shit. Sorry, Jordan. He wanted us to ask what a Reggie was.
Oh yes.
Yeah, and how they affect scoring.
So a Reggie. So a Reggie is a green in regulation. So
okay.
on a par three, you hit it in one. On a par four, you hit it in two, and par five, you hit it in three. You'll like this, Derek. You actually get to take a stroke off your score at the end of the round. So you're rewarded for being accurate. So in the last tournament in San Diego, I had 14 Reggies on 18 holes.
Oh,
So I got to deduct 14 strokes off my score. And the reason why we do that, again, it rewards accuracy. It rewards players who can throw it 180 yards and actually hit a green.
yep.
But it's just it helps lower the scores, and it adds a total different dynamic to fling golf that you can't have that in regular golf, of course, at this point. So yeah, that it's Reggie. So in the ESPN last year, I wore a T-shirt that said it's all about the Reggies. I mean, dude, no one has gotten 18 out of 18 yet. But I had 17 out of 18 in my final qualifying round back in Virginia. And this was the night before the tournament, and I was playing with some of the other top players, and it was so cool because they actually stopped playing just to watch me play, because they were like, holy shit, Austin's about to get 18 Reggies. Like, and of course I missed like the last one by like 3 feet, and I'm like, ugh. So yeah, Reggies are cool.
They're the maintenance crew. They should have cut that. That should have been fairway.
No, they definitely
green. I'm sorry. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, they messed it up exactly. That's pretty cool. I like the terms. I like that. How many people are involved in this? Like, how many employees are there in Fling Golf? Because I feel like there's a lot that goes into it, right? All the statistics.
Yeah.
I mean, just setting up
so
everything.
So it's very player driven right now. It's very, the top players are definitely helping setting up tournaments and making connections. But there's 3 partners, Alex, John, and Steve. They make the fling sticks. They run WLF, World League Fling Golf. So those 3 are kind of doing like everything with the help of like the top 20, top 25 players. And we also have our own podcast, Future of the Fairway. Adam Copeland is the host. No, not Edge, the R-rated superstar. But the Adam Copeland, who is he's one of my best friends. So he does that. But yeah, I mean, it's player driven, man, with Alex, John, and Steve definitely leading the way, and they're doing an amazing job. And I mean, to go from this gimmicky thing, like I said, and I hate saying gimmicky, but it was viewed as that, to now a professional sport is like, let's go.
So, they were on Shark Tank. Did they strike a deal?
They did strike a deal. So I don't know all the details. They struck a deal on the episode, so I don't know whatever happened behind the scenes.
That episode for sure.
Yeah, it's a cool episode. So it was a lot of fun. We actually had a watch party at American Classic, and when they struck the deal, we're like, let's go. like it was so cool seeing someone on there and actually get an offer and accept it. So yeah, it was really cool. So cool.
So how much does a fling stick cost? And are they only like, are you buy them right from your website? Where do you get these fling sticks from?
Do they come in
So,
different like shafts? Like a golf club, right? You can get like regular stiff, extra
so
stiff,
they
senior, stuff
Grab,
like
come
yeah.
in
that.
fiber. They're all carbon fiber right now. I know that they're toying with the idea of making some composite shafts, and they do want to toy with the flex, but you have to purchase them on flinggolf.com right now. They own all the copyright to it, so they're the only ones who can make them. Now, this fling stick in my hands, this is my signature fling stick for fans and followers to buy. It's called the Showtime. It sells for, I want to say, $239.
240,
Um,
Is it?
240ish, right?
49.
And then
No, keep
and,
going.
and then you have the launch fling stick, which are your basic fling sticks. They sell for like 120 to 130. And then you can get stingers that are about 150, 160, but you can customize them. You can change the heads, you can put different grips on them. So yeah, I mean you can be unique with it. But yeah, I'm definitely honored obviously to have my own signature stick, and anybody out there that buys a Showtime, by all means, play it. Tag me, like I'll share it. Like I'll, it means the world to me when seeing somebody from across the country playing my fling stick is so cool, guys. Like it's nuts. Like
I'd
it's
imagine.
amazing.
Yeah, that's very cool. And it's really cool too that they kind of have like the patent on it with it. So like everything is all kind of like in-house, so to speak. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah.
Like everything's right out through the. Are there other competitors that like, you got the PGA Tour and Live Golf, obviously, that maybe down the road they're gonna try to join forces or do some sort of like Ryder Cup style. Are there competitors
I
down
think they own the market,
okay.
which is good. I mean, obviously you want competition. I think competition drives everything, but they own the right to make the stick. So I don't think anyone's going to come along. Now, hopefully we grow and maybe we can get some hockey companies like Bauer or CCM or somebody to start making the fling sticks as well. And I don't know. I'm just spitballing, but yeah, as of right now, New Swarm Fling Golf owns all the rights to everything with the sport, even
So
the
where's
production sticks.
so where's your trophy right now? You're the top ranked fling golfer. I see the picture right here. You're holding it up. You got a pretty cool. You got the shades. Got everything rocking right now. Like, what is the trophy? Like, it looks really cool. But what's on the
So
top of the
So
trophy?
it was a Virginia blue rock. So it was the state's
Oh,
rock
Say it kind of looks like a rock.
that they mounted on it. So yeah, they made that for me. I have it at my office.
Do we have
I
a
have
state rock?
all my championship stuff is at the office just because the golfers walk in and it's my way to like flex and be like, hey, remember when you said why are you playing fling golf? And it's like I don't know, I'm just
this
casually a
is why.
champion now, like
Yeah,
multiple, like sorry.
I'm the
So
number
I
one ranked fling golfer in the world right now. So let's just.
That was a dumb question to me. You know what our state rock is? The freaking agate.
Oh, the
I
agate.
didn't even think
I
of
wish
that.
I should have known that.
so
It's really
but
cool too.
well
So you
that's
have the so the we've talked about like the growing of the game of golf in general, but it looks like top ranked female golfer Brit. So like you do have females involved in this, which is
yeah.
really cool as well. So
Yes,
do you
the
guys
Brits.
compete all together?
Yeah. So right now we all compete together. Brit's actually my sister-in-law.
Oh, very
Um,
cool.
so we have right now 6 of the top 20 are from Delaware. So we're kind of the epicenter, the hotbed of talent.
A lot of
But we
trash
all get
talking going on then,
there's so much shit talking.
for sure.
Especially when you're number one and you have a constant target on your back. But my personality also makes people definitely want to beat me, which is fun. I love it. But yeah, Britt's my sister-in-law. My wife Brooke actually plays, and she actually took second last weekend in San Diego. So Brooke
Awesome.
lost to Krista, who is from the Erie Pittsburgh area. You'll like this. They actually tied, but Krista had two more Reggies, which gave her the win.
I was just gonna say it had to do with the Reggies, didn't it? That's what it was.
Yeah, they
So
were tied. Yeah, they were tied, and then the Reggies helped. Brooke had one Reggie, Krista had three. So yeah, that separated them.
So I'm looking at your card right now. Handicaps, for example, in golf, most amateur golfers that try to play competitive or at least try to lower their handicap score. Is that kind of similar? Do you guys have like a handicap system, or how does your rating system work?
No, so I would say the Reggies are pretty much the handicap because the fact that you get to take strokes off your score.
Okay.
In regards to like where I'm at, and I would say another 4 or 5 players were pretty damn close to scratch like fling golfers. So right now, like I said, there's 20 to 25 really good players, but there's even in that top 25, there's probably 3 tiers of like, okay, like these 5 guys are elite. The next 7, 8 guys, like they could win any given day, but they don't have that consistency. And then you have guys like in the last 5 to 8 spots that are like you can see the potential, but they're still blue collar workers, so they don't get to train yet like professional athletes.
What's the hardest part of fling golf? Like, grabbing it. I mean,
You said
golf.
putting.
You did
It's
say
putting.
putting. That's right. Yeah,
It's
you did say
putting.
putting.
And it's
Good
putting
call.
and
See, I was making sure he's paying attention. That's all. I only asked that question to make
I'm
sure he's
just
paying
gonna
attention.
yell at you about the Shark Tank deal thing with
Oh, I heard. I
Robin.
kind of heard you out there too.
Yeah, kind bar guy.
that damn kind bar guy.
Um, any hole in ones?
Yes, I have one on my course. Hole 7. It's a par 3. It's about 177 yards. So I dunked it in my Revelation Craft Brewing Company T-shirt, as well as my Pins and Aces hat. So I am fully sponsored by Pins and Aces Golf Co. as well. I actually just struck a huge deal with them last week. But it's funny because it was the first time I was ever wearing one of their hats. And I just so happened to get my first hole in one wearing a Pins and Aces hat.
That's really
And
cool.
I have to tell you guys, I texted Nick, the owner, and I was like, dude, you're not going to believe this shit. I should have been wearing this hat years ago. And
So did you
what
have it
was
all
fun,
video? Were you recording it?
so my wife was with me. Yeah. So she
Okay.
didn't get the shot, but she got me running the 177 yards to the cup. And I got to tell you guys, 177 yard sprint sucks. Like
Yeah.
I'd imagine.
my ass was like, I did it. Like
Hard to celebrate a hole in one as you're literally out of breath. Can't even
oh,
talk.
it was just crazy. It was just crazy. But the funny thing was, 2 holes before that, I literally hit the pin, like I hit the flag stick. And I made a stupid cheesy joke where I was like, just hit the pin. Next thing is gonna be an ace. And literally 2 holes later, I dunk one in, and I'm just like, let's
Unbelievable.
go. Dude.
That's sick. So how did you get the nickname?
Yes. Oh, so you guys are gonna love this. So first tournament last year. We're in May. ESPN's there. I qualified for the final 5. I came in with the lowest gross score, but I only had 6 Reggie, so I came in, I think, in 4th place. We're on the first hole though. I throw it onto the first hole. It hits the green, dribbles off the back, which you're gonna like this. If the ball misses a Reggie by less than a fling stick length, we call that a wedgie.
I need the rules. I need a rules book because this is fantastic. I like the rules.
So, yeah,
So
if you just miss a Reggie by a fling stick, it's called a wedgie. I named it that. It's fun. So I had a wedgie, and I did my shot, and I had like a 5 or 6 foot par putt, and we had about 150 fans, spectators watching. And boys, I'm an entertainer. I've been Showtime before I was called Showtime.
Yep.
I looked at the crowd because I could hear a needle drop. And Dom, you want to talk about ADD, dude? Like, I was like, okay, I'm gonna need some noise. So I went straight up Hulk Hogan for a second. I'm like, so instead of asking the crowd to be quiet for my putt, I was like, let's go, like make some noise. And off in the distance, I heard some people being like, oh, this guy's nothing but a showman and a show off and an entertainer. And it just kept rolling into the next hole. I kind of did the gritty up to the tee box.
Jesus.
how's your
And
gritty? How's your gritty? Is it pretty good?
my gritty for a guy who has no groove is pretty damn good. So I have it. You'll have again check out my videos. I hit
Absolutely,
the gritty. So I'm just entertaining in this moment. I'm kind of just living. I'm fulfilling a dream. I'm competing on ESPN, right? So I'm like, I'm going out. If I don't win this damn thing, no one's gonna forget who I am.
Yep.
And it just kind of happens. And then we fast forward to the last hole. I hit a Reggie from about 160 yards out. I have like a 20-foot putt. Now, if I make this putt, I finish in fourth. If I miss, I finish in fifth. And I drain the putt, instantly go Happy Gilmore. I put the stick between my legs. I ride the bull.
Oh, hell yeah.
And like, so
Feeling it.
here
He's feeling the flow.
He's feeling the flow.
I'm just feeling the flow, and it just kind of took off. Now it goes even further where the next day, at this point, the teams division hasn't started yet. So we did a longest fling competition. And again, I knew I wasn't going to win this competition because there's guys throwing it 30, 40 yards further. But Alex and John and Steve, they come up to me, and I look at the list, and I'm dead ass last. I'm like, put Brooks last. He's like 6'6", 300 pounds. He's going to throw the damn thing 240 yards. Why do you have me going last? And Alex goes, Austin, we need a show. And I was like, oh, did you come to the right place? So everyone's bombing it, and I get up. I'm the last person to go. And guys, I don't know. I had nothing planned, which is good. If I plan something, it always goes south. I walk up there, and all of a sudden, I go straight Freddie Mercury at Live Aid, and I'm literally just like, "Ew!" And the whole crowd, the other 30 competitors, the other 150 people they were watching, they all go, "Ew!" And I'm just like, "Ew!" Like back and forth the whole time, and just being a total ham and having fun. And ever since then, like my peers, the other top players were like, that's Showtime, man. Like it's just there's no energy that's at this point. No one's matching that. There's a couple other players who are cool, but yeah, I love the name because it was given to me by my peers, by the fellow fling golfers, and it's funny because I've been doing that stuff my whole life. I've always been center of attention, life of the party. I was senior yearbook voted class clown. I did talent shows, but I did dumb shit like dancing around, and like I won them because I was funny, not because I could actually dance.
Sure.
And so like
I would do that, but then like I'd fling the ball like 10 feet.
I did a cartwheel. I had the fling stick laying on the grass. I did a full on cartwheel, grabbed it, and just whipped it, and it sucked, but God, it was funny.
The fact that you did it, yeah, and you had the crowd going, that's really all that matters. Like you said, you went in there knowing that you weren't going to win that competition, but
yeah, right.
You still had to get the crowd going into it. And very cool. So how, if somebody does want to sign up, where do they go to sign up? And yeah, what is the Instagram account for Fling Golf itself?
Yeah, so it's pretty simple. So it's that their handle is at Fling Golf, FLINGGOLF. There's no underscore or nothing. And then you go on to flinggolf.com, and it has the registrations there. It has the tour dates. It has the methodology of how they do the points, and they have specials like, hey, 30% off sticks this weekend or deals like that. So they own the market. I'm pretty sure their handles just Fling Golf across the board, anywhere they're at. So yeah, it's pretty easy. Just search the sport, and you'll get directed right to everything.
And if somebody's like in the area in one of these tournaments, do they have to, how do they qualify to like, or register to be in the tournament? Does anyone sign up?
Yep. Anyone signs up. Again, you go in flinggolf.com, you sign up right there. You'll submit, you'll pay to enter. You'll submit your name, where you're from, any interesting things about you in case you make it onto ESPN or Fox or CBS, so you have a little player profile. But yeah, you qualify. You play alongside me and the other players, but after the cut, after 18 holes, only the top 9 to 12 or whatever advance to the championship. Where right now we're still toying on that. We've only done 4 or 5 hole championships, but we want to grow it to 9 or 18. That way it's a little bit more traditional. But yeah, anybody can qualify, but you have to compete with me and the other best fling golfers in the world and try to take our spots.
I want to practice because my family has we have a family in Colorado, so I'm gonna study up and practice up for the July 15th, 16th tournament.
I would love for you to be there, dude. Let's go. I'm gonna take the Save Par Odin Day in San Francisco, by the way. Like, I'm gonna try.
We hope,
And
yeah, hopefully we can meet you because we've obviously all the guests that we've had on previous and stuff like that are all gonna, not all of them obviously, but a lot of them are gonna be out there. So we're super stoked to meet everyone. So yeah, hopefully try your best to get out there. It'd be fantastic.
yeah,
And
I
we're
would
gonna
love,
go see a ball game. That's all I'm pumped for. I just want to see the
Yeah.
Giants.
Yeah, we got a lot on the schedule already, but Giants
yeah,
game, tournament, golf, Fling
yeah,
Golf maybe.
yeah. If I can make it work, I will. With the tour though, and all the traveling I'm doing, I'm definitely a little tight in the schedule. And like I said,
Sure.
there's other Fling Golf events, not even those 5 tournaments. We have showcases and player clinics and all that stuff. So I'm definitely busy, but I would love to catch a ball game with you guys and fling with you guys.
Yeah.
So maybe we can make it work.
Is there anything that we might have missed that you might want to give a shout out or suggest? Any, anything that we might have
Yes, yeah. I mean,
mentioned?
first and foremost, I want to give a shout out to the Fling crew. Love all you guys, Ken, Sam, Jake, Jack, Neil, Brooks, Big Cat, Zach, Main Event, SVL. Love all you guys. Let's do this. This is our time. Let's go. Secondly, Odin Golf. Again, going back to my boys, like love you guys, love the support. Didn't dive into it too much, but we have a professional team. Me and Sam Scannell from North Carolina, Apex Fling Crew. Give us a follow. We're representing. So everyone, Team Odin. We're representing you guys. We're a family. Revelation Craft Brewing Company, American Classic, Scony Footwear, Nevin Eyewear, and Pins and Aces. Love you guys. But in regards to the sport, no, I think we covered it. The Reggies, how to play, how to have fun. I just want everyone listening and watching to know, like, it's so much fun. Like, you're still playing golf. Yes, you're not using golf clubs, but you're still on the course. You're still jamming out. You're still drinking the brews. You're still with the boys. And it's worth giving it a try, especially if you have background in hockey and lacrosse and baseball and even wrestling and everything else. So it's the best sport, it's the best community, and I just feel blessed to be a part of it. So
Awesome. And we'd love to have you on again. Like I said, maybe next year talk a little bit more of how far you guys have grown since
oh,
this
I would
since
love
this time
that.
we've
Yeah.
talked. So I'd like to have you on again. And again, appreciate the time and hopefully we see you out in June and we'll definitely be connecting again. Like I said, I'd like to try to hit up the July 15th, 16 Colorado. That'd be pretty sick. I'd embarrass myself, but that's why I'm gonna practice ahead of time so we can maybe
Hey,
You better order a stick.
Jordan
I gotta order a stick. Yes.
hey, you gotta order a stick, order a Showtime, use code Showtime 10 for 10% off. And yeah, no, if you can make it out there, that'd be great. Jordan was there last weekend because of Odin Day, and
Sure.
his takeaway was like, holy shit, like you weren't kidding, Austin. Like these are legit athletes, like playing amazing. Like, we're coming in with these crazy scores, and Jordan, he was invested already, but now he's like, oh dude, I am all in. Hence the Apex Fling Crew team and
Sure.
all that cool stuff. So I'd love to have you there. And yeah, if I
Sure.
can make it to Francisco, if we're going to San Fran, I got to see a ball game too. So I'm in, Dom, if I can make it work.
That's exactly my thought. I was like, man, San Francisco, and then I was like, oh man, maybe we go to sneak in like an Oakland A's game. They're on the road the entire time we're there. Probably
Who's
not the
in
worst thing.
who's in town that weekend?
Baltimore.
Yep.
Ooh, okay. Which is a
And
nice stadium. You guys can ever make it to Camden Yards.
I'd love to.
Yeah, that would be
I
sweet.
just want to see Adley in person.
No, he's a good player. He's big.
I know.
Big.
Austin, thanks again, man. It's been a blast, dude. Honestly, like I said, we had a good time. This is one of the most interesting podcasts as far as just like,
Us not knowing anything.
yeah, it's so cool. And I think I definitely think you guys are onto something. I think this is
Yeah.
kind of that, not to bring up pickleball again, but it's up that alley, but golf related. You know
Right.
what
I
I
mean
mean? I think it's very
that's the
cool.
goal. Right. That's the goal, especially with the team stuff. We're not the only professional team. There's about 4 or 5 being formed with like Greater Half and Yada Golf. So there's other companies investing now and getting pro teams. So we're definitely making waves. And yeah, by the way, last thing I want to say is Skull Vikes. Let's go. Like, we need a
Skull
big
Vice.
Skull Vikes, baby. When I saw you guys are from Minnesota, I'm
Jesus
like,
Christ.
let's freaking go.
Hey,
Like
if
it's
you're in town, I
time.
live downtown. You can see the stadium from my balcony. So if you're ever in the area, man, like I said, come hang out, dude.
I have to. I have to make
I
it
know you're a
there.
busy guy, but make it happen.
I have
I
season
gotta.
tickets for the Twins.
Come this summer.
Yeah.
All right,
We'll go
you
play
got.
some fling golf and go to the ball game, dude.
Let's go.
All right, man. Take it easy. Nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you guys too. We'll see you around.
Later.